Looking at King's Chapel from outside, the building might not seem all that impressive. Construction on the church's steeple was cut short in 1754 due to lack of funds, so unlike some of the other historic churches in the area, King's Chapel does not have a spire that provides greater height. In fact, today, the surrounding skyscrapers all tower over it. The tallest part of the building is a short, boxy belfry, which houses a single large bell. The church may not have an imposing physical structure, but it has had a number of bells over the years that have announced services, celebrations, and other events, solidifying King's Chapel's presence within the community. In 1754, the same year the stone building for King's Chapel was completed, the church lists expenses for taking the bell from Trinity Church and fixing it on the tower of King's Chapel. So the first bell to hang in the new King's Chapel was not a new bell, nor was it made specifically for this church. Perhaps taking the bell that had once hung at Trinity Church was meant to strengthen the connection between two of the Anglican churches in the city. Though each of King's Chapel's bells has been solid and sturdy, weathering New England storms and winds coming in from the Boston harbor, the supporting structures must be maintained to ensure the bell hangs safely and rings properly. In 1757, just 3 years after the bell was installed, the wooden bell frame and stock were reported as being rotten and ready to come down. The church has replaced the stock, wheel, and yoke surrounding the bell many times since. In the 20th century, they even upgraded to a metal bell yoke. In 1772, King's Chapel installed a new bell in its tower. This bell was cast in England especially for King's Chapel. Imagine the cost and effort involved in transporting a bell across the Atlantic Ocean, and this bell weighed over a ton. This bell remained in use at King's Chapel through the beginning of the 19th century until it cracked while tolling for an evening service in 1814. A couple of years later, it was replaced by the church's current bell, made by the Revere family.